got to do some self-reflecting. If you haven't done any self-searching, self-healing, self-development, self-whatever, things can get triggering. You know what I mean? Because, bro, I've had co-hosts. I've been through it all. You know what I mean? The downfalls.
Wait, did you start off with co-host?
Yes.
What happened? Well, whatever you can give, but what happened with having a co-host?
You had a Joe Budden situation?
Not even that, because it wasn't even no bread.
Gotcha. Welcome to the Flipping Tables podcast, where we challenge limited beliefs and flip the tables on perspectives that may be holding us back. I'm your host, Tenny Majikwa. Need you to do me a quick favor. If you like what we're doing here, I need you to hit this little button that I'm holding right here, right? And if you really rock with us, I said walk with us, rock with us, I need you to subscribe to this channel. And one more thing, do me a favor and just tell a friend, or an uncle, or an auntie, or whoever you know that you're rocking with the best podcast on the planet. Round of applause from you, Brandon. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Teddy, before we get started, you like to listen to "Walk This Way" by Aerosmith to get your day started, huh?
I
know you do.
I be walking this way. They did a remix, right? That was with
Run DMC.
Run DMC, thank you. Yes.
Okay.
I came here from Africa, so I don't need that judgmental look. All right. I had to play catch up when I came
Hold on,
here.
you from Africa for real?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Joke earlier.
What part of Africa are you from?
Zimbabwe.
Right by the beach.
Yes.
Zimbabwe. For real?
100%, bro.
Wow, but how you sound so Eurocentric?
Honestly, that was really good. I'm actually going to steal that word.
That's the
I'm just-
most polite way to act. Like
Yeah.
you
Sounds
white.
why you
I was expecting one thing, and he said Eurocentric. I said,
You know,
hit me with the Euro step. I was like, okay.
yeah.
He said Eurocentric.
Yeah, going this way.
He loves football.
100%.
How'd you pick that up?
Honestly, we moved around a lot, right?
Okay.
So I actually lived in the UK for about a year and a half, lived in South Africa for half a year. So we moved around quite a bit.
Okay, South
But
Africa,
actually
Johannesburg.
moved Here, Johannesburg for a couple months and then Cape Town.
Okay.
So it was like, but yeah, South Africa is different though. What's really unique about Africa in general, right? People go, the most common thing I used to hear is, oh my gosh, do you speak African? I'm like, not a language, because number one, you take South Africa that you mentioned for a second, right?
No,
they have
yeah.
11 recognized languages that they have there alone.
Yeah.
Not to mention like sub languages that they also have there.
Facts.
So in order to move around, you can go 10 miles and not understand a single word people are saying if you just understand one language.
Wow.
That's like how diverse it is. So when people go, you speak African, I'm like,
What language is
that? I'm like, you don't even know.
Facts.
Before we get started though, as you know, Brandon, we always do a mental health check. Brandon, how is your mental health this week?
I'm doing great.
Why great? Tell me about it. Why are you doing great?
Was that an honest?
That was
I was really honest.
You had two people here that don't buy
That was really honest. No, I'm actually.
We don't believe you. You need more people.
To cuss before.
I did want to curse. I want to say I'm doing motherfucking great, but we don't. That's not the vibe here.
Do you
on
feel
Flippin' Tables.
restricted right now? Like you're not in a safe place to actually?
No, I just know that. Oh, is that the vibe for Flipping Tables? Are we cursing?
What it is we're on it.
I've never heard anybody curse on Flipping
Do
Tables.
you
That
think
is a
people who
lie.
flip tables don't cuss?
Yeah, they cuss tremendously.
I think
like
I think
flipping
flipping
the table.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm doing fucking great.
Flipping the table goes hand in hand with cursing. Mother niggas.
Exactly.
Fucking fabulous.
In that
Fabuloso.
In that sense, do y'all think Jesus cussed? Because he flipped tables.
I mean, it depends on if you believe in him.
I don't know. Bro, why you gotta take
No.
it?
Let's do that. I didn't even finish.
Wait. Before we get into that, let me
back to that,
finish.
yeah.
Let me finish,
Yeah.
okay? I'm having a fucking phenomenal week, okay?
That is awesome, bro.
Shit, you know what? True testimony, okay? You know, if it wasn't for my brother right here, this man right here, look, right here,
Got him blushing.
right here, my credit score wouldn't be at a 720.
Damn, bro, we gotta talk. I've been trying to get to the 7 so bad. I'm like stuck at like 650.
I wouldn't be at a 720 right now as we
Yeah.
speak. So
That is awesome, bro.
you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah.
Studio applause.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
You know, I gotta give it up. So yeah, man, yeah.
100%.
I'm having a great week.
Hey, you the real MVP of your credit score, fam. I just gave him.
You took the implementation, you know what I'm saying? You did it. Or did he do it for you?
Well,
He did it for you. When you hear well, he did it for you.
I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Because he could have gave you the sauce.
He said, well,
And then you dressed it up.
He did it for you.
no. He gave the sauce.
Gosh, it's not even believable.
He gave no.
He
If I'm being honest, I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything.
I mean, hey.
I've been no. You know what? No, I take that back.
No, he did what he was supposed to
I
do
did.
because he went and got the proper revolving accounts and he didn't mess up the credit after I cleaned it.
So you didn't mess up what you fixed. is
Yeah.
what you're
So
saying.
Okay.
So he did something.
He did something, and I did.
Not mess it up.
I didn't. Yeah, I didn't mess it up. And
Okay.
and I've been on it.
You didn't fumble the bag.
I didn't fumble the bag.
Okay.
Not mess it up.
You know what I mean?
Shout out to that. Shout out to that.
The crazy thing about it is, you ever get to like when you've been wanting to do something and then you finally do it, and then you have that sense of, man, I should have did this shit like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would I?
Why the hell I was stalling on this ish?
Why did I fucking take this? And you know what? Something like that 6 months that you wait could have been the 6 months you could have been waiting until your credit get right after doing the right things.
No,
you know
you're
what
right,
I mean?
you're right, you're right.
'Cause like what I remember when we had Day on. It was on the Capital Games podcast, and Dave was like, how can you get your credit score to above a 700 in less than a year? And they're like, yeah, and I'm over here like, how?
How?
And you're like,
How, sir?
Told you.
I'm like, how?
sorry, we're talking about what you do. We haven't even actually introduced you. So we're gonna do this exercise for both of you real quick. I just realized it. My bad. So when you go into a public place, because I'm trying to get better naturally at networking, because that's not my jam, right?
Okay.
When you walk into a public place and you're introducing yourself. Let's start with you, sir.
How do you go super Eurocentric talking about that's not my jam?
No, that's not my jam.
I thought at least it ain't me.
I'm learning it, but I'm not.
What are you learning? Ebonics?
It's just your choice
said
of
Ebonics?
vernacular. It's your choice.
Yeah, he's like, that's not my jam.
It's not my jam. It's
Like,
not my
I
jam.
thought he was really a doctor. Like, when I saw him at the podcast summit, I was like, oh, snap. Okay, I didn't know he had his
Someone's in
PhD.
trouble
No,
right now.
the crazy thing is that you can actually read his writing. Okay, so he's not actually a doctor.
Oh, okay. I didn't see his writing. You.
I appreciate that.
That was a joke.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
It's a doctor.
Judish.
It was a doctor joke.
But when you see him, I'm like, okay, he looked like he supposed to be a ball player, but he in the doctor getup. So
He's definitely African. So
yeah,
How does that have anything to do? DJ,
know a lot
how do you
of-
introduce yourself when you go to a public place?
we're all African at the end of the day.
wait,
This is true.
did you introduce yourself?
No,
Did
we're
you
gonna
get
go. We got to introduce both of them.
Okay, so we're gonna start with
Okay, so
He gonna say his name. DJ, how do you introduce
yeah, I'm
yourself?
about to say, I'm DJ, official trust fund baby.
No, you're in a networking place.
No,
Right?
I was just letting your listeners know who I am before I answer your question.
Okay, but I want them to get that interaction. You're face to face, right? I run
the
into
crazy
you.
thing about me is like, per my human design, I'm somebody who has to be invited in. But y'all seen how I move around, like per the podcast summit. So I was invited there, so I was open enough in order to engage. So like, if I'm on business energy, I walk up to them like, depending on the individual, I can code switch.
Yeah.
So
Exactly, code switch.
I'm like, what up, though, fam? I'm like, da 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 da. If it's one of us, or if you like, how are you doing? Peace.
You know how to adapt.
Yeah, I have to. We have to.
No, facts.
Especially like, I got locks, I got tattoos. Like most people think I'm a rapper. They don't even know I know as much stuff as I do.
I thought you was like a gangbanger.
I'm wearing red and black.
Yeah, so I ain't want to say, you know what I'm saying, the wrong thing.
I have no gang affiliation at all.
Wow.
I just think this is a really good shirt.
Okay, I mean, it is, but at the same time, you don't want to say Compton, you got to say Bompton.
But fam actually
okay.
from Compton.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, snap, okay.
I'm shocked too. I was like,
Because I see it, I'm like, okay, I figured it was the United front going on here. He Crip.
From Detroit.
I gave him the pass.
Okay.
He good. He's certified.
All right,
I
all
did
right.
triple check when he said he was from Compton. I was like, you sure? Like, from
Oh my
Compton? He just
God,
doesn't really
the
give a Compton vibe.
disrespect.
Yeah.
Based off every movie I've
got
ever
it.
seen,
Okay.
All right, Mr. Will.
yeah, I'm gonna
Well,
say that's
keep
mine.
saying everyone's name before.
Nah, it's all right.
You're in a public place, right? Someone walks up to, or you walk up to someone. How do you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Mr. Williams. How are you doing?
Oh, just like that.
Yeah. Because see, I'm not going to front. I be nervous. I'm like an ambivert.
Okay, what's an ambivert?
So it's like both. It's introverted and extroverted.
That's kind of what I
I
am.
like that.
I never
Right.
heard that.
So-
Is that a real?
Yeah,
Google it.
yeah, Google that.
It gotta
yeah,
be-
that's a real thing.
Ambivert.
Ambivert. So sometimes I like to just be in my own space,
Okay.
but then sometimes I'll turn up. You know what I mean? Depending on the energy.
Okay.
Yeah, depending on the energy and things like that. So it is situational. Depends on the situation.
Interesting. Okay. So what situations put you in a space where you feel like an introvert?
If I feel like I have to be defensive a lot, you know what I mean? Because I'm from New York, so we're like used to dissing each other as a form of love. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
100%.
as I grew older, I realized that's not really love. It's really dysfunctional. So one of my associates, well, I like to put everybody into perspective now.
Yeah.
One of my old friends that I thought was my friend, right? We grew up rapping and dissing each other. That was normal for us.
Yeah.
Yo, you nigga, pull it on the trigger. You already know that up my liver.
Yeah.
That type of stuff. We used to all get on a 3-way call and do that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But now, niggas done made M's, made millions. Nobody said, yo, let's hit up my guy. Let's all do it together. Let's be on summer in your leisure, or, this type of vibe type thing.
What do you mean? Like they're kind of like on their own thing now, or?
Correct.
Why do you think that is? Why do you?
Because I
think
feel like psychologically, the dysfunction that we were showing each other at a young age sunk in. So that's how they now view me or view the relationship. So if I greet you like, what are you, bitch ass nigga?
Yeah.
That's how we spoke back in New York. Like,
You want to fight with
you know what I'm saying? So I didn't learn that until I came down here.
Yeah.
So when I came down here and I would say that, like, man, it's like a little bitch, nigga.
Like
moving furniture.
ready.
Yeah, so I didn't learn until I did a little therapy that, that's verbal abuse. But this is what I grew up talking like amongst my peers. You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel like I got the opposite effect when I came out here. I feel like people down here use bitch a lot more freely than I did at home. You know what I mean? Like, no, for real. Like I had a couple fools that I was working with. Oh man, shut up, bitch. I'm like, yo,
Slow up.
You see how I reacted when I thought he called me. He was like, oh, you bitch. I'm like, whoa. You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't talk to my homies like that.
No, facts.
So if me and my homies don't talk like that to each other, I'd be damned if I let another person say the same shit. You know what I mean?
I don't call nobody I fuck with that. It's a high level of disrespect.
If I call you a bitch, you gonna know that it's coming.
You meant that shit.
I meant it. You a bitch.
We've programmed ourselves to speak in those dysfunctional ways.
100%.
And we think that it's normal, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? So we have to, you all right, bro? Yeah, that was a lot of hawk. So we have to reprogram. I was like, shit, get him some water.
Yeah.
So we have to reprogram our minds now and how we address each other. You know what I'm saying? And some people just say, bro, man, you acting white, or you acting uppity, or you acting, no, I'm acting civil.
So you said it comes from growing up, right? Mm-hmm. What do you think it is that made us, I guess, act in that way growing up? Like what I don't want to say what condition, but what is it growing up, or what aspect of it actually made us want to communicate with each other like that growing up?
It's the dysfunction that's in the environments, right? So I could tell you a perfect story. I grew up in a 6-bedroom house, upstairs, downstairs, basketball court in the backyard. My parents taking us to Africa when I was young. I've been to Africa twice.
This in New York?
Yes.
Your parents got bread.
Well, from what I thought. But I tell people all the time.
6-bedroom house in New York?
Yeah, Queens, Laurelton. So what I tell people all the time. No. But to bring it back to perspective, right? The environment is key. Because I tell people all the time, what's worse? Middle class, lower class, or upper class? To me, middle class is worse because it keeps you in that comfortable state. So I thought everything was good when my parents was taking us to Africa and taking us to Brazil and, Aruba.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, we living a life. First class was my thing.
Yeah.
Not realizing
they still working.
But my dad worked for American Airlines. Flight was free.
Yeah.
But we don't know that. We just chilling in first class, living la vida loca. You see what I'm saying?
It's awesome that you said that, because I had this conversation. I think Brandon was part of the podcast when we had that conversation. I was like, it was during the time where ESPN, they called it Black Friday, where they fired a bunch of people, right?
Yeah.
Some of the biggest front-facing hosts that were out there. Some were like Max Kellerman, or, just fired a bunch of them. And one of the people on the panel, their take was, they make enough money, they'll be fine. But I was like,
that was my take.
You have no idea. They could be paycheck to paycheck just like everyone else, because their lifestyle, as soon as they made more money, it reflected that.
Yeah,
so they could be one check away from losing it all. And a lot of them actually take care of extended family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you don't know
that,
what situation someone is in just because they technically make more money on paper.
Yeah.
I mean, it amplifies. You know what I mean? Like, the more money you make, a lot of people put themselves in a situation where the expenses go up too.
Exactly.
So it's no different. It's just you're middle class, but you're not really middle class. You're lower class, just in a
in a mindset.
Nori had mentioned something about, like, I believe it was DMX said why he don't diss none of these new rappers.
Yeah.
He said because all of them are employing at least like 14 families.
Well, DMX dissed Drake though.
But
He did. This is true.
after that, because
okay.
he had said, and he realized
Yeah.
the type of, like, business models that some of these people actually are employing people.
No, I can definitely say that the new generation, when it comes to hip hop, their mindset when it comes to business is there. Even with myself, like, I just got into podcasting based off of just me having a talent to speak.
100%.
Right, being funny and things of that nature. But I didn't understand that it's a business. So I think people just get caught up in that, regardless of whatever field they're in. They get caught up in the talent that they have versus understanding this is a business. So you may need to go get a mentor. May need to go pick up some books. May need to watch a podcast such as this, right, to learn and get the tea so you can grow.
But some people need to go get like coached, because I've seen some very bad speakers, and especially at the podcast summit.
No shade.
So it's so shady out here.
Hold on,
right?
at the
It's
podcast
like
summit?
under a tree. They fucking suck. Some of them suck.
Who was at the podcast summit you thought sucked?
A lot.
Do you want me to say
Everybody,
that?
No. Everybody.
I mean,
the people who went up there and called themselves podcasters and then got put on the hot seat, they all sucked.
I wouldn't go there.
So do you think they sucked in terms of their delivery or their business?
That's not who I was talking about. I was actually talking about some people who were actually emceeing and doing other things. And they had their own
Give one name.
I think Jeter's speech was terrible.
Really?
I think it
I didn't even watch it. I didn't watch it.
I like Jeter, man. I ain't gonna lie. She a nice little.
What do you like about it?
Meaning, she a nice little tenderoni.
Oh my.
Jeter, if you watching this, you know what I'm saying? Let any good.
I'm about to leave this.
She natural. I like that she.
All right, I'm about to head
I like that she natural.
I'm Tani Majikwa, your podcasting ally. Have you ever felt that podcasting is a logistical nightmare? It's not all the glamour and deep conversations. You're nodding, aren't you? Coordinating with guests, handling the technical stuff, editing for hours on end. And when you've done all that, there's that daunting task of getting your podcast across multiple platforms. Overwhelming, isn't it? But hold on. What if there's a way to make podcasting painless? Introducing Podcasters on Demand. It's like having a dedicated remote podcast producer at your fingertips, ready to handle all your needs. Wherever you are, wherever your guest is, we've got you covered. We'll take care of all your audio and video editing. You get to focus on what you do best, creating engaging content. And when you're ready, we'll send over your podcast to over 20 audio platforms, and we'll even help you out with YouTube. But wait, there's more. We optimize your YouTube podcast, episode title, and description for maximum viewership. We even do thumbnails. Your audience will find you effortlessly. So are you ready to turn podcasting into a breeze? It's time to get your producer on demand and start your painless journey.
You know, she keep her natural vibes. I'm not discrediting what you're saying. I didn't really hear much, but I thought she did good to a certain extent.
I'm going to explain because
you gotta explain that.
This isn't no personal stuff. It's solely
of course.
It's solely on like speech critiquing, and you're being in one of the largest settings for what it is that we do for the first time. Podcasting, you structure out your questions a certain way. You understand who you're interviewing, and then you also make sure that you are there to create viral moments. You don't make it about you, you make it about them. That's what I thought was not appealing.
I like it. Okay.
I could have said anything else. But
Okay. I mean, you are coming from a more seasoned standpoint. You know what I mean? So I guess that's how you were able to critique her in that way. I guess because I'm a fan from afar.
Yeah, but
You're a fan from a different perspective.
Yeah.
You're
So
a fan
I thought,
oh, you look good.
but then I told her, I was like, yo, you did good, boo. What's up? You doing tonight?
Oh, see, he did tight. Oh yeah, girl, I like that dress on you.
You did good. I'm proud of you. You smart. You wise.
Whole speech was stupid.
Yeah, I'm that guy in the strip club that be like, yo, you could do better than this. Like, why you here?
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying?
I can save you.
I can
Give you a
save
better life. I got you. You need to.
Yeah, like, why you even doing this?
Not the stripper savior.
Yeah.
No.
Da-da-da-da-da.
That's what you go to strip club for?
No, back when I used to. Yeah, I'm a lot older than I look. So
Wait, so you used to go to the strip club and you used to talk to the girls, you go, hey.
Yeah, I'd be like, yo,
why are you doing that?
Why are you doing this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's up with a call center gig?
But what if she hit you with, why you here?
Because I'm trying to save you. I'm trying to
Best answer I've ever heard. I like that. I love
so you
that.
can be my baby, you can be my lover.
Oh my God.
I can write.
He said, so I can save
Here I am.
with a cape and everything.
Yeah. Dun. You know, but no. I don't go to strip clubs anymore because it's like, yo, bro, it done changed up. I gotta pay you $20 to stand and clap your cheeks in front of me. Like back in the day when bro, they used to sit down on you back in the day.
They still do.
No, where? Which strip club is that?
I never went to a strip club.
Tootsies?
Until and not got an ass on my lap.
See, because you probably was bringing them there, but that's not, bro.
Huh?
I went to King of Diamonds. They don't do that shit. They was looking at me like, what you talking about?
Bro, I've been to Playhouse. They did it. Tootsies did it. King of Diamonds when they was here did it.
You talking about the new King of Diamonds or the old one?
No, when it was here, before they closed it right off the freeway. They're not here no more. King of Diamonds not here no more.
Oh,
See,
for real?
That's confirmation that you haven't been to the strip club in a while.
Yeah, I mean, I don't do it anymore because I'm like, yo, Pornhub is free.
This is true. This is very true.
Like I'm gonna pay.
I'm not.
That's like,
I'm gonna pay you $20 to just clap and then.
You know what?
you don't pay.
I don't even like strip clubs that much.
10.
Because I feel. I know.
So you ain't never been to Coco's?
Where's Coco's at?
Coco's is in Miami. It's like North Miami. Bro, they got the best shrimp ever.
Wait. So
I'm sorry. Shrimp? Is that code or is that like actual shrimp?
You eat like shrimp, real shrimp.
Okay,
you eat the shrimp. You eat that. The food at the
Real camarones.
Interesting story. I'm about to say, and for, we got interesting story. Look, listen,
Okay.
y'all. Listen, Linda. So, like, real quick, we talking about strip clubs and food, right?
Okay.
And then, we got people in the service industry and stuff, fam. So, at one point in time when I first, literally my first year down here in Miami, I messed around and I was fun in the kitchen in the strip club. So, I do my random pop throughs. I ain't gonna say the name, but it's off.
You was doing what in the kitchen?
I was funding it.
Funding. Okay.
Yeah,
all right. Big money talk. All right.
you was funding the kitchen.
Yeah.
You bought something off the menu.
Hell no, fun. I
You was funding
I was
this-
the one who was responsible for keeping the stuff in there. The bread that was coming back was mine.
Cha-ching.
Got it.
So this is in the strip club. Everybody let it eat in the strip club. So I'm like,
Random.
I do my my little random pop-ups or whatever. It's not too far from my crib at the time. We on Biscayne and we between 79th and something else. So if y'all know where we at, y'all know a strip club over there. So when we see that, all I know is that when I go to the back, I just see stuff going like. So I'm like, yeah, fuck this. I ain't never eating shit here. I'm like, yo, that's one thing I know about almost every restaurant has a insect or rodent issue. But
Bro, you trying to mess it up, man. Coco's shrimp was dope.
It's like
I don't care if it's a roach. You know what I'm saying? Like
you said you don't care. Shrimp is roach.
Yeah.
Shrimp is.
Damn, why you gotta? I get it. It's the cockroach of the sea.
No, I'm vegan.
Oh, you vegan?
Hell yeah.
So okay, so what's the difference between vegan and like
I'm
being a
plant-based.
vegetarian?
Vegetarians eat dairy. I'm lactose.
So you don't wear like sheepskin or like giraffe?
No. See, wait,
that's what it kind of feels like.
Wait, no, he
100%.
heard
talking
vegan.
about-
He thought you was like a tree hugger or some
Hell
shit
nah,
like that,
bro.
He like saying
I wouldn't even lie though.
I ain't vegan or none of that shit, bro. Like,
Okay.
fuck all that shit. You just seen me eating like vegan macaroni and shit, bro.
You eat vegan macaroni?
Yeah, with like vegan chicken in it.
So
Vegan chicken?
So you don't drink.
It's called chicken.
It's
So you don't drink
chicken.
milk or nothing like that.
Hell no, unless it's breast milk. That's the only milk I
Wait a minute. I'm about to ask you a question.
want. Don't.
Yo, he's like, unless it's breast milk. Yo, breast milk is actually good.
Breast milk is the best milk for you.
Wait.
Yeah.
So you mean to tell me you and Kai is be
Just name dropping, bro. Just name dropping.
I'm
Just name
not
dropping.
my baby in this. I'm not taking my baby food, bro. No.
You're not drinking a juicy juice?
Some days, like it's good in the milk. But I did see one story where this woman, like, she literally feeds her husband every day. Like, and she been breastfeeding her baby almost 3 years. Like, he just be like, she's like, I love to feed him. I'm like, yo.
Hey, feed me, mama.
Wait, feed.
No,
like, what
breast
do you mean
milk
feed,
does
like
actually
breast milk?
taste good. I ain't gonna front.
He drinking about a
Never
gallon
thought
of
to
milk a
try
day
it.
from baby girl.
Well, I mean, obviously,
How much?
You
Is
don't
she
have
pumping?
kids.
She over.
that's fair. I don't know. If I had a girl and she
Lactating ass
just gave
bitch.
birth I don't think I'd be like, let me try this out real quick.
Yeah, let me try it too, because the baby gonna be taking all your time up.
Let me try this out real quick. I don't think
It's the best milk for humans.
No, facts.
Okay, tell me about the first time you tried breast milk. How did that happen? Was it an accident, or you're like, I really want to try that breast milk?
On some real, how did
that happen?
It was this. I can't even say this.
You can't even say it. You're going to get the man jammed up.
No, no. Like,
yes.
just like, no.
Was it on accident or on purpose?
Hell no, it was on purpose because like baby girl. So it was one girl and she was breastfeeding and we decided that we was about to have a fun night and then baby girl slid.
So she's breastfeeding and you decided to have a fun night.
No, this isn't the girl. So I'm like, I have my own situation, right? And then we all decided to have a fun night as a collective.
Oh, so you was having a trizzy.
A game night, an adult game night, if you will.
A game night.
Okay,
An adult game night, if you will.
I'm trying to keep it PG.
My bad. Sorry. Is that the dynamic here?
Connect four.
Okay. So
No. It's
That's a
not.
game.
It's not.
Okay.
Connect
But
four.
I'm just saying. But yeah, we that was popping in. You know, like
wow.
I like them thick. I like them thick. So,
like 'em
you know,
thick
like
bone.
hell yeah. You know, I'm like I like titties. I'm not gay, so I'm gonna pop one in my mouth and I'm like.
So when the first taste hit your tongue, right? When the first taste hit your tongue, right? Did
It's
you
a
try it
little
out first? You're like, should we keep going, or is it like I'm committed? No matter what it tastes like, I'm gonna keep going.
The better the woman's diet, the better the breast milk.
No, that is so true.
Interesting.
When they say things like you are what you eat,
Yeah.
that is fact.
Wait, we got a studio. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. We got a studio artist. They agreed that breast milk is good.
Breast milk is the best
yeah,
milk.
breast milk. But that point of you are
I'm judging y'all.
bro.
I'm judging y'all.
When they say you are what you eat, that is so factual because when I was in my longest relationship, I used to be like, damn, I didn't think she wanted to catch because she was scary. But not realizing my semen was burning a hole in her throat. You know what I'm saying? Because it was so acidic. So once I changed to like a more fruit diet, she's like, oh, this is good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can fuck with this. So, no, it's facts. So, what you eat plays a huge. Yeah, I was like, man, stop acting scary. And not realizing.
We're definitely flipping perspectives today.
Oh, 100%.
It was because my semen was acidic.
What were you eating that made it acidic?
At that time, bro, I used to be on the burger.
It's a natural American diet.
Ribs, Wendy's, Burger King. Back then, I wasn't conscious about my diet. So when I got to like 33, because, you know, my belly was getting big, I couldn't see my ish. You know, I couldn't play ball with my son. So I had to consciously say, yo, look, I got to change my diet. I got inflammation in my arm, high blood pressure. I'm like, yo, I'm only 33 years old.
Yeah.
So I did a colonics, started taking more natural supplement.
You can't just say that. Shut up.
Yo, oh my God, really
No pun
no.
intended.
So when I tell dudes like, yo,
I think he meant that.
Did y'all hear the pun? I
He
said
meant
back that
that.
shit up. Hey, yo,
you know what I'm saying? Back that shit
explain to these
up. I'm trying to release the shit,
kids.
but now he's telling me to back it up. So I tell dudes all the time, yo, look, yes, you can do it a natural way because I take a lot of sea moss and moringa and soursop and things of that nature, bladderwracks, burdock root.
You are your own Dr. Sebi, huh?
I've learned from him.
Okay.
You know, you gotta learn from the greats. So I was like, man, I was now getting into it. So my mom was like, yo, go get a colonics. You know what I'm saying? So I did. It's a process where they kind of extract a lot of waste from your colon. But the process
with a water jet, right?
yeah.
How long does the process take?
They do a
It's
neti,
like an hour.
They do a neti
But
pot
bro,
to your booty.
So that's the part. So when I tell certain dudes, especially Jamaican men, yo, you know there's a bati man, right? I'm like, what are you talking about? Oh, you stick something in your bati. I'm like, bro, come on, man.
bati.
Like, give them anything before they do it, like to numb you or anything?
No, you don't got.
Like-
I mean, it's not. It ain't a
Water jet, guys.
It's like a small little thing.
Teddy, you know what a neti pot? You know what a neti
Yeah,
pot is?
it's not like a big ass.
They blow the water, you know. They get a jet.
No,
That's what I'm saying. Can you get something to numb
Blow
it
that
so you don't have to like?
no. Think about a bidet, bro.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Can
It's
they
an
numb it?
internal bidet.
You know, but it's not
water.
painful.
Water.
I mean, it's not comfortable.
For the record, I've never had one.
You seem very confident. It's not painful. It's
I
not.
mean, it's not.
I know exactly what it
Okay,
is.
so it brings it back to what you were saying. You know, it's mindset. So I knew what I was doing it for, bro. I literally lost 5 pounds that same day. A lot of people don't really.
You got waste. You got waste
Yes,
just sitting in
you're
your
walking
shit.
around with shit in your gut.
No, that's real. The average 40-year-old male has over 40 pounds of
Yes, bro, I'm 41 years old.
Yeah.
So I was 32 33 at the time. I'm like, yo, I got to get my health. My son, he's getting older. He's playing ball. I got to be able to interact with him in that way.
Yeah.
So I'm not thinking about the extra stuff that some men be projecting, you know what I'm saying, because they are not trying to be homosexual. I know I'm not homosexual.
Yeah.
Leave me with your girl and you don't understand.
Let's cut this out real quick.
You know what I'm saying? Don't leave your girl around me. That shit is real shit. So I'm not worried about that.
Yeah.
I know at the end of the day, I'm trying to get myself healthy and be at a better place, so I'm not.
That's awesome.
Being
that you
sluggish.
Did that, though. You know what? We should schedule it.
No,
All three of us. Let's do it.
Fuck out of here.
Why not? Let's just go in there.
His stomach is flat, so
tell me-
Vegan
No,
as fuck.
still.
Yeah.
It's flat too.
There's
I got a high metabolism.
about
You
that.
know, get yourself done.
It's
son.
not-
It's for that very reason, bro.
It's not about
Yeah.
that, though.
I haven't ate. I don't have waste in my culture.
yeah. So you see, his
You don't
gut.
know that.
Yes, I do. That's why I eat the way I
No,
eat.
that's BS. First of
No,
all,
you
yes,
eat raw
you're less
fucking
like
meat.
no. Oh no, I'll tell you about you then. Number one,
Tell me.
vegan is not the healthiest way to go. That's complete BS. I think it can be a healthy way to go, right? I feel like a lot of diets do
I
work.
never said it was the healthiest.
Okay, I'm just saying. For example, I
I
didn't say
mean,
you
I
did
just
say
don't
it.
want to eat bullshit.
That's fair. What I'm saying is, how do you know you don't have waste? We all have waste, right? I think we should all do
No,
it.
because I'm
Just-
super regular. That's how I know.
Okay.
You're telling
so
me you have zero waste.
I go to the bathroom every time I
Done
eat.
with-
how much time you go a day?
supposed to.
Every meal that I have, I go to the bathroom.
Okay, so
That's
then
the
he
way
pretty-
You
you're
go to the
supposed
meal? You go to the bathroom every meal?
You're supposed to.
You're supposed to.
Every time
you
you
got fucking
No. I'm asking you. I'm sorry. You eat, and what's the time frame you're supposed to go to the bathroom?
within 45 minutes to an hour, you're supposed to go.
When my stomach's done,
With every time that you,
I'm calling BS.
Tanny, when you drink water,
No, but that's
Look that
true,
up.
though.
I'm calling BS.
I just drank tea in this bitch, bro. Like I'm on my. I
telling
You
me
got shit right now?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm calling
I'm
BS on
solid.
that.
no,
I'm calling
Tanny,
BS.
every time that you drink water,
I'm
you're supposed to pee.
I'm
No,
calling
that's
BS
true.
that you have to peep or poop within 30 to 45 minutes.
First off,
I'm
fam,
calling,
when I
Bro.
first wake up,
He calling
when
cap.
I go to the restroom, I
Cap.
drink a bottle of room temperature water in order to help my digestive
Wait, you're
system.
telling me in 30 to 45 minutes you have to poop out what you ate? That's
That's
crazy.
not what I said. That's what his ass said.
Brandon,
I don't got loose
confirm.
bowels.
Is that what you said?
That's what I said.
You
Like,
eat
I got
and you have to poop within
loose
30 to
bowels.
45 minutes? I'm calling complete cap.
Bro, why you got to be careful? Because, bro, if I go get some curry goat from Donna's, bro, I'm not going to the bathroom for like 2 days.
Yeah,
Every
fuck
2
out of it.
weeks,
I'm
you
not
like-
eating it.
Yeah, that it tastes good.
And he be
But-
eating that shit.
Yo, that shit, I ain't gonna front. Golden Crust over there on University and Commercial, they the best, but that food will clog you up, bro. Facts.
He'll never leave you. It'll be
Yeah.
with you forever.
Yeah.
All right, so talk to me. How did you start the podcast? How did this go about?
Me,
First started the I Talk Great podcast.
it was really because I'm very debatable. I'm very debative. Sorry, I don't know if debatable is a word.
I guess both can be true.
Okay, you sound smart. I believe you.
Oh shit.
What? Oh,
What?
No.
I'm like, he does. Like, yo, I'm sure you use your voice to finesse.
You know
Like,
what? Wait, no,
his
Brandon,
voice
go ahead,
can
Brandon,
make
you
you-
can comment. Go
say
ahead, go ahead.
anything.
I would believe what he
He
say.
said he sounds smart.
Bro.
He said
I'm not saying you're not smart.
You didn't say anything?
Sorry.
I said, woo boy.
Man,
That's
you
all I
gonna
said.
Let that shit.
I'm not saying you're not
I'm
smart,
gonna
bro.
come back for you. I'm gonna come back for you.
But how you sound,
I'm coming right back.
I could hear you finessing like, sweetheart, you're not at the right weight. So really, you should let me smash. And after that, we can talk.
100%.
And
It worked.
she-
It worked last week. 100%.
See?
100%.
His voice just sounds like authoritative, like you'll believe what he's saying. You just add the clipboard
walk-
with it.
I could do anyone's taxes with no experience. I'd be like, well,
Yo, you're
honestly,
the
what
guy-
I need to do is
You're the guy that was coming out with the you seen the guy that got locked up?
That doctor, that fake doctor.
Yeah.
Boy,
Wait, what happened with that?
He was acting like he had a clinic. He was treating people,
bro, getting
all that.
bread.
Getting bread.
Where's he from?
I don't know where it's
He's
at, but
African.
Yo, did you hear about the what is it? Nigerian, right? He sold an airport to a Chinese people
I heard that.
for $331 million.
he said, I think he was
sold
African.
a fake airport to Chinese people for 331. I didn't know if I should be proud.
Yo,
I
hell
was so
yeah.
proud, which is weird. I don't know if I
said
should
I
be
was so
proud.
proud.
I was proud. I was like,
the African scamming.
I was like, at
It's
that
the
point,
scamming
it's
at the high level.
Scamming you,
31.
bro.
How do you even put yourself in position to even close that
No shade.
I'm like, honestly, first of all, I was like, I can't believe you would do that. Then after, I was like, wait.
Was he Nigerian?
Yeah, he was Nigerian.
You
but I
got a
was
little
like,
Nigerian in you.
No, I'm 100% Zimbabwean. But I was like, that is so. I was impressed. Man. I was really impressed.
Hey,
you can
that's-
finesse 331.
Yeah,
Hey, that's a big.
you got to get that man his flowers.
Pull up,
honestly,
fam.
that-
So to bring it back to what you was asking me, right? I was just always in a debative mode. I'm very direct. So, you know, I was like, man, I was getting out of a relationship too. And I felt like it'll be a good way for me to kind of be vulnerable and release how I'm feeling and, you know, my F-ups that I've done throughout the relationship, you know? So it was more of a therapeutic thing for me on how I got started.
Interesting. And what year did you get started?
It was about 2.5 years ago.
Oh, okay. So is that around pandemic? Right after?
Yeah, like right before.
Right before?
Yeah. Because during the pandemic, I was still going to the studio. I was still doing my thing. I was doing a lot of lives to kind of keep the traction going.
Yeah.
So how...
I like what you said though. I don't mean to cut you.
No, you good.
I completely concur with the therapy aspect because I feel like podcasting is a way in order to help us to better communicate as a people.
That is so much facts. Yes. Facts with a fax machine. Because I tell people all the time, if you want to get into podcasting, especially the relationship sector, which is what I was involved in, you kind of got to do some self-reflecting. If you haven't done any self-searching, self-healing, self-development, self-whatever, things can get triggering. You know what I mean? Because, bro, I've had co-hosts. I've been through it all. You know what I mean? The downfalls, the uproars, you know? And it's
Wait, did you start off with co-host?
Yes.
What happened? Well, I mean, whatever you can give, but what happened with having a co-host?
You had a Joe Budden situation?
Yeah. Not even that, because it wasn't even no bread.
Yeah.
So, you know, I tell people all the time, just because somebody is your so-called friend doesn't mean y'all can get ends. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%.
So you got to look at where their mentality is at. So at that time, I take responsibility. I didn't know anything about leadership. I didn't know anything about structure, and I didn't provide any policies or anything to follow. You know, it was just me thinking, yo, let's get it, let's talk, let's do our thing. And it don't always work that way.
That is crazy you said that. And I've actually learned that you can't expect other people to have the same energy you do, right?
No, facts.
And that's like one of the biggest lessons I've learned maybe the past year and a half is that at the end of the day, man, you have to go with the energy you have. You can't adjust to other people's energy level.
Yeah.
Like you just got to go. And sometimes it does require you just leaving people behind.
No, that's true.
You know, and that's not necessarily a bad thing because now you give them something if they really want it to aim towards.
Exactly.
As opposed to, let me carry you with me. Let me do this for you. Yeah. It's like, yo, I'm going to do this. Be great if you could do it with me. Yeah, I get it.
It is what it is.
You know what I mean?
Because everybody's programming is different.
Man, fuck that. Lead them people.
It'd be difficult because I mean, I get what he's saying now, but it'd be difficult at that time because you don't come in with that mindset. So that's why I tell people all the time, if you are coming into podcasting, you should look for somebody in terms of a coach. You should be educating yourself, reading, doing a lot of self-development because you don't know what you don't know.
Podcasts, different ones from all different nationalities.
All different nationalities. So I started listening to Alex Hormozy. He gave me a totally different mindset when it comes to selling and how you pitch and just believing in yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Putting yourself in different rooms. Like, you know, I've been around rooms where Coach Stormy's there giving me side tea. You know what I'm saying? It's just opening up my whole palette. So I don't expect everybody to go, but it is kind of troublesome because it's like, bro, I knew you when I was shooting in the gym. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, I want you to roll with me. But if you're saying I'm being European.
I like that.
I mean, hey.
I like that. European.
Because that's what I was told.
No, that's not European. That shit is called green. You're not being a color. If you're being a color, it's called being green. Because it's the, like, how one of my favorite mentors say, you know, like, the only color that matter here in this land is green. That's green. Money.
And ain't even no value behind that. You know what I'm saying? Versus when you trade it for something. So it is tough. I get what he's saying because now that's the mind space that I'm in. But it was tough at first because I didn't realize how a lot of the co-hosts that I went through, how much it really affected me. Bro, I've been through probably like 6 co-hosts.
God damn.
Yeah. Because everybody want to get behind the mic, but they don't realize that there's still work to do once the mics turn off.
So what's the main reason for the, you know, that type of turnover rate? Was it because they wasn't a fit for you, or is it because they weren't good at podcasting?
Well, actually, before you even say it, I'm gonna guess.
Go ahead.
I think it's just, I'm guessing they weren't consistent. Like they weren't showing up, if I'm guessing.
No, well, I'm gonna take full responsibility. I wasn't a leader.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I didn't set the foundation because I didn't know the foundation.
Gotcha.
I just thought, yo, we could all sit down here and just talk shit.
Yeah.
And it's not like that. So when I did try to start delegating work and I was assigning tasks using Asana.
I got you. It was a hobby. It wasn't a business.
Correct. Because I'm now coming in it, remember, just venting and getting over my past relationship that I was in. You know, just being truthful, not seeing the business side of it. I didn't even know there was a business side to it. Right? So once I started to get a little knowledge and I'm like, okay, let me download Asana. You know, it's a task management system. Let me assign task. Bruh, really?
It felt like a job as opposed to
because it is
to hang out.
Yeah, it is. So at the same time, all of those things came to realization. It's like, okay, wow, maybe I didn't start off the right way. And people left. So I don't block anybody, right? Because people will think, well, you know what? Let me leave because I was acting like I needed them more than they probably needed me.
Damn, that's a bar.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, nah, I'm not gonna block you. You're gonna see. I'm at the BET Awards. You're gonna see.
100%.
Because you jump ship too quick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
So I might have not known the business, but I did a lot in the space in terms of getting visibility to where people now reach out to me and say, yo, bro, how much to get on your show?
I think honestly, every person I've spoken to that has their own platform kind of goes through a similar journey as something like that. It's kind of like you get excited about something, right? There's usually, a couple friends that you tell about kind of all hop in at the same time.
Yeah.
But you actually see what it takes to do it. That realization alone kind of jars people. And that's how you kind of separate the people that actually do take it serious and take it really far to the average. I think, and DJ, just remind me, what was the attrition rate? I think it's more so most podcasts don't get to the 4th episode.
No, so
what was it? The number?
It's like in the 30 percentile. It's most podcasts don't get past their 2nd episode. Then in another 30 percentile, they don't get past their 6th, and then in the 25 percentile, they don't get past their 10th.
Which is insane.
It's crazy,
and
bro.
Good in my opinion. Now that I'm looking at it, before I'd be scared like, oh, this is probably a scary industry. Now I'm like, yo, if this is the barrier to entry, I just got to get to episode 10, and that puts me in the 20 percentile. Yeah, I'm all about it. You know,
because people don't want to do the self-development.
Yeah.
That's really what it is.
100%.
So even though from a conscious perspective, they may look and say, well, you know what, man, he think he need me or he need me. So let me leave.
I got a question for y'all, 'cause both of y'all got platforms.
Okay, but hold on, let me finish my point. Really what it is psychologically, you don't want to do the work that it takes for it to get to the end of the race.
100%. Hey, you have a platform too.
No, I'm about to say, but my situation is slightly different. I got cheat codes for my shit. Y'all done seen how I'm able to move. Like I'm about to say, I'm not. I was very selective in my partner for this shit, yo. Like,
okay.
I was very strategic. I planned it out, and then, but I also came from having the Trust Fund Baby platform before I started Capital Games. So I already had, like a background interviewing people. But my question really relates to, like aspects of leadership. As you being the host of the show, is it imperative for you to be the one to lead it, or can somebody else do it for anybody who's watching or think that they want to get into podcasting? Because I feel like that's important.
Well, you have to, I have a saying, right, with one of my old co-hosts. She just always knew what to do, right? So I said, you're bossy with a purpose. So I created a t-shirt from that. Bossy with a purpose.
Okay.
Right? So I don't mind you being bossy if there's a purpose in what you're doing. But I also feel like sometimes if a person does have that type of mentality of like, yo, I'm the one adding the value here. I'm the one giving the plays. I'm the one bringing this. When it's time to make an executive decision, such as what I had to do, they may not like that because they feel like
it feels like an employee mentality too, because I've seen that, right?
Yeah.
And I told you my background as far as like working in the service industry. People feel that way too. They almost feel like the company can't survive without them.
Yeah,
like
they get that entitlement.
You can't. Shit, I'm the best
You need
bartender
me.
y'all got. You need me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I see it in reverse now. When I started the whole podcasting, people feel that way, and you're like, you got to put yourself in a position where you're like,
I want you here.
Yeah.
Right? Like I had to inform her, I want you here because I do understand that it needs a team, that you do need a team.
100%.
Right? You do need people that can see what you don't see. Right? And she had a certain mentality when it came to affirming. Right? Like we was doing our first pop-up shop.
Yeah.
And she was like, yo, we ain't paying for a spot. And I'm so with the, yo, I'd rather pay because sometimes when you get stuff for free, it's not always good.
100%.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, I'd rather pay so I could talk ish if it don't go my way.
Exactly.
Right? But she was like, nah, we getting it for the freezy. I was like, okay, we got it for the freezy. So when it came into it, this is when COVID started coming around now.
Yeah.
All the sponsors that we had started to pull back. So I was like, yo, look, I don't know what we're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't never heard of this. He called it. It might be COVID. You know what I'm saying? Because you know they supposed to be coming out with another one now. I'm not saying you got COVID. I'm just saying.
The video.
But you did cough.
That was
I've been coughing.
That was number 8.
See, so I don't know.
Y'all been counting my coughs?
We got a new variant out here.
Yeah, they coming out with another batch. So we,
We got it fresh off the press here.
Yeah. So, I was like, it was 3 of us at the time. So I was like, yo, even the lady who got the spot is saying, yo, maybe we should reschedule. She ain't like that. She's like, you know what? I'm going to pull it back. And she fell off. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, come on, yo, I'm not trying to. I like to say, yo, we're working together. I'm not saying it's my ish. It is my ish, but I don't bring it like that. I'm like, yo, I let
you don't have that energy.
Yeah.
I'm with
like, yo, this is mine, whatever I say. No, because that's why I understand the power of delegation. What it would take, the time that it would take for me to learn and do what he do.
Yeah.
I would have never probably even been in this space. I probably would still be learning that shit.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Because that shit is like hieroglyphics to me.
100%.
So I respect what you do, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather pay you what you say you want so I can get it done. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just me. I don't know nothing about no goddamn business plan. I'm going to hit up Fiverr.
And have them figure it out from there.
Yeah, you go do that. So I don't want to be the janitor of my business. Right?
Yeah.
So sometimes you got to learn and say, yo, look, I don't know everything. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let's.
You see my seeing it?
But see, hold on, this is like the 4th one. You get a mask?
You good? You want to talk about
Right.
You want some Hennessy? Because Hennessy probably knock it out.
You probably kill that.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. Congratulations on you.
Studio plus.
This man say he gave it up for a year. I got to commend him because I've been, I'm not there yet, but I'm getting there.
Like that. Actually, you know what? I think DJ can actually talk to it a little bit more in what he's saying. I think the goal is, yes, like you're saying, you want to make sure you're putting people in the right positions, to be able to build whatever it is you're building. But at the same time, you can't make it about the people. You have to make it about the decision. That's why it's so big to have standard operating procedures, right? SOPs, exactly. Like
you gotta run
this
it like
exact
a
role,
business.
this type of person
Facts.
fits it, but it's not about the person in the role. It's about the role itself. So you have to literally build like the template.
They
the
have
perfect
to
template.
understand that they're filling a role that is meant for people to cycle out of because the business is supposed to sustain will past everybody who's actually working in it at this moment. So that means when you retire, somebody else is going to fill this seat, or if you get fired. But that's how we're supposed to think about our business models. Even us as podcasters, I don't think nobody's thinking about that. Like, how can I get my podcast to a point where it can still run without me?
Without you being there. Facts.
100%.
Is your revenue stuck? If you're an entrepreneur and your revenue is stuck, you don't need to fix your products or services. You need new audiences to discover you more consistently. Podcast guesting is an ideal way to be discovered 24 hours a day by your ideal clients. And guess what? The more people that know you, the more people can flow you. Head over to podcastmasterypack.com and take advantage of your first or next podcast.
100%.
No, you're right. Bro, you got a good business mind. But how did you acquire that though?
Through conditioning. That's the best way I can tell you.
Conditioning? What kind of conditioning?
Mental conditioning. Like, my people was big on reading, being properly educated.
So you was developed the right way.
Yeah, both my parents were Marines, so.
Okay.
I had
Was that a cough or is that a Marine sound? I couldn't tell the difference. Which one is that? I couldn't tell.
That was Marines. He knew what I was doing.
I know it was a variant or was it.
Yo, what the? Because I was kind of second guessing too. I was like, I don't know if that was a salute and a cough at the same time. I'm like, oh,
That variant is serious.
bro. But you know what? That is so serious, bro. The fact that you gotta, I don't know if you taking care of your parents, but you gotta thank them for that because a lot of people don't realize. Like, my parents are from Trinidad, right? Yeah. So the carnival culture is heavy. So my parents is allowing me to go to Trinidad alone at 17, 18 years old.
That's wild.
Right? So I'm there turning up, big bamsi, all that kind of thing there, boy. You know, drinking.
That's awesome.
You know, drinking and turning the hell up. So now that I leave Trinidad, I'm coming back here on Las Olas thinking I'm still in Trinidad.
Oh, no.
And a lot of these Jamaican men, because in Trinidad, we wine.
Exactly.
So they looking at me like I'm a Batiman. And I'm like, no, dog, this is just Trinidadian ting.
This is what we do.
This is what we do. Nah, dog, it's a Batiman, dog.
No, but they like that's why I actually like I'm from Michigan, like I'm from Detroit.
Okay.
Like we actually got a thing there, like we do this hip rolling thing, and it's just a culture thing, and we jit. But also, like, you know, it's still got the club setting where, you know, it's on the wall staring at you, looking like they want to fight. But down here in Florida, when I went to college down here, everybody danced. I done looked up in the club, everybody knew, like, wig, like, whole club rocking this. Like, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
But we was in different clubs.
Different.
I was Las Olas, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
White Noise.
Oh, no,
you know what I mean?
no.
The Jamaican spots, you know, Sunday Blanc.
I love Jamaican clubs, man, but first of all, the clubs, the party never ends.
You gotta know.
It just keeps
You gotta
going.
know Jamaicans and how they are.
Yeah.
Yes, I learned. It's great.
And they
so
drink,
much
they
fun.
drink, they drink
So much Hennessy, though. So
Yes.
many Heinekens. So much body contact, which is great, but it gets hot and then it gets musty at 3 a.m. Like really, really musty.
And they
See,
like,
so you still made
jumping
me
across the
coherent.
room. They like jumping
I didn't drink
across
enough
the room.
of the
So you gotta
Hennessy.
watch that shit. Like you
Yeah.
see somebody jumping off the bar, and you be like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, because
like, for real, bro. Like,
these
they-
Jamaican dudes, they ready to do the this, that. In Trinidad, you get behind a ting and then you start whining. You know what I'm saying?
I've seen the way y'all whine, though. I'm saying, like, people should be pregnant in the. A lot of
people got
have gotten
pregnant.
pregnant from a dance in
Yeah.
the Jamaican club on a nightly basis. If I had to guess, at least 4 pregnancies.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's facts, bro. So the fact that to bring it back,
How'd you get pregnant? Well, we were dancing and
and it just led into, bro. But to bring it back, bro, the fact that you got developed in that way, that gave you a head start into the mentality that you have. You know what I'm saying? Because, bro, I'm not gonna lie. You know me, I was dysfunctional in that way. So I had to go a lot of
in
years.
business.
I didn't know nothing about a business. I only knew I had to work and go get a job. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't learn the word entrepreneur until I was about 30 years old. I didn't even know it existed. You see what I'm saying? Because it didn't exist in the reality that I was in. So that's why it's so crucial to understand the type of parenting that you got, because without that, you could have been in another trap.
Oh, I for sure give my people honors, and then my OG used to tell me all the time, she was like, I did all of this so you don't have to do certain things. You feel me?
Correct. Yo, you got parented the right way. Because when I'm arguing with my dad, I just forgave my dad 40 years later. Like, bro, you didn't develop me on how to be a man. So I got to go listen to Myron Golden. I got to go to therapy. I got to do all of this to reprogram my mind
And they say that
on how to be a man
between,
now.
like, was it 4 to what is it? It's like from birth to I think 7. Like it's really young where you pick up most of your beliefs.
Yeah.
I think the cutoff. I want to say it's either 7 or 9. Before that, once you pass that, it's really hard to break up a lot of those beliefs you have.
Yeah.
And it leads to a lot of stuff. And most people can't break down why they feel a certain way about something, and it's all stemmed from that little
From childhood.
period. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
it's crazy.
if people were a little bit more educated in science and, you know, just aspects of logic, they would be able to come to understand as a why.
Yeah, but you see, you're still talking from a place of privilege at the end of the day, because most people are not getting developed in that way. So I understand why my dad couldn't teach me in this way, because he was never taught.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So that's why I tell people all the time, instead of getting the victim mentality, but I was a victim for a lot of years, but I can't blame you if you didn't know.
So you did the work. You pretty much, and you realize you can't be mad at somebody for something that they necessarily couldn't control themselves.
Facts that they were never taught. Like one thing Coach Stormy told me when I was talking to her, and she was like, yo, you don't know what you don't know. How would you know?
100%.
You see what I'm saying? So the same way how you might think water is water, but it's not. You see what I'm saying? Because maybe you may not know. So now it's up to the person that has the education to say, yo, bro, no, that's not what it is. So you got an extensive amount of access and a revelation of how things really work. See, when you said science and logic, bro, that don't, you know what I'm saying? So your parents really did a good job, you know what I'm saying?
you.
Which is why you are the way you are here now. Clean, you know what I mean? You're not partaking in sin, you know.
Oh no, he smokes like a chimney too. No, he does other things. He does other things for sure.
So quick. He snitched on you so quick.
Yeah, he does other things.
He does.
He did it too. He does it.
He cheated too.
He smokes with me.
But that's Teddy did the same thing to me.
I'm the
Snitching on
only
me
one
too?
in here with a federal research and development company for cannabis, though. So
Hold on, say that again. That went over the
A lot
Baldy.
of it, yes.
so
That
I'm
a
the only
federal
one in
what?
here with
Hold on, you the feds?
No, federal
Hold on, let me
research.
pull up.
Federal research. I'm about to say my people military with clearance and stuff. You solid, but no, we like.
Okay.
No, we Indians though. We good.
So is he solid because of the military or solid because of the?
My tribe from New York.
You're an Indian?
Yeah, I'm Lenape. My grandparents was the first to sign the treaty with the United States in 1778. Chief White.
Wow.
Uncle
Okay.
Buck, yes.
So
Number one Chief Rocker.
Chief Rocker. Okay, so did they originate here, or do they know that their ancestry still goes back to Africa? Because they didn't originate here.
Are you okay? So my family. So here we
go.
Oh yeah, let's get it.
Here we go.
Put on your seatbelts. Ladies and gentlemen, please put on your seatbelts.
Let's get it.
So there is my family, my specific family has records of us going back and forth through Greenland specifically for over 80,000 years. Actually, a little bit longer than that.
80,000 years?
Plus, just because of the.
Y'all part of the Omex?
That's a valid ass question. No, but we're Algonquian, and then if you understand certain travel routes, some tribes did come from out of that region because the Belizean people, they're Mayans. So we just understand where we come from.
No. We're not saying that you guys didn't have originality there, but at the end of the day, all life came out of Africa.
I understand that, and I'm the main person who commented on Chocolate Bar's post, and I told him, I'm like, everybody.
What's a chocolate bar?
Chocolate Bar.
Wait. I'm hearing it wrong too.
Yo, Chakra Bars.
Chakra Bar.
The light skinned dude that be in Africa with the elephants and stuff.
Oh, that dude.
Yeah, with the fro.
Yeah, with the he not even. Never mind. But go ahead.
He's
Yeah.
Jamaican.
Is he?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I thought he was from the UK.
Nah,
He got the
most
accent.
Jamaicans got UK accent.
Yeah, because a lot of them go over there.
It's like,
Yeah.
I thought he was from the UK.
Go ahead.
Yeah, my bad,
bro.
I didn't mean
Okay.
Chocolate
All
bar.
right, so as far as our culture and what we call our landmass where we know we are from is considered Lenape-Hokan. So Lenape,
Where's that at?
Lenape-Hokan is New York, Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey.
Those are the original names before the colonizers gave it.
Yeah, before it became New Gotham, Manhattan, all of that.
Okay.
Okay. So this is what our family know, and we know that us have been here on this landmass for hundreds of thousands of years. And as far as I know, there is conflicting stories saying that the original people come from Africa, and there are land masses and structures on this land mass over here that outdate some of the ones in Africa, including the pyramids.
No, that's cap.
No, I'm gonna be honest.
That's cap.
No.
Get the hell out of here.
Stop.
Hold on, wait. Hold on.
I gotta look. Look, it's a lot of things that this country doesn't tell us about our own country. You know what I mean? Like there's caves in the Grand Canyon.
We know that.
No. That literally housed over like 20,000 people
with
hieroglyphics.
Yes,
But
at the same time,
that dates back
older than Lucy and shit.
before the pyramid.
Okay, so hold on. So let me put it into perspective here like this.
Because you're an African.
Hold on, wait. Let me put it into perspective
he
here
still
for
thinks
you.
the world is 6,000 years old.
Right, and that's not true, but let me put it in perspective for you. Right? People get confused when they start talking about the pyramids, right? So when you look at Egypt, which is
That's fairly, it's still new.
yes,
It's still new.
which is a Greek name, which the original name is Kemet.
Yes.
Right? You got to understand, they reached their zenith there. These are people that traveled, right,
And
from
you're talking
the
about
beginning of
Nubians and all of this stuff.
but hold on, even before that.
So who's
right?
the oldest people?
The oldest people that you would have or that you would see would be the Somalians, right? So
Khoisan are documented to be one of the oldest people. The
Khoisan,
Yes.
they're there too, but as well, if you go back and look at the oldest bones that we have, which is of Lucy, which her original name was Denknish. She's 3.2 million years old. So we're not saying that Africans did not leave Africa and migrate to other places on this planet. We know that, but we cannot sit down here and act like they did not come from Africa. So yes, they left Africa, same way the Africans left Africa and went to Australia, right? They went to China. We went everywhere. But you still came out of Africa, and even Africa is not the original word.
Because if somebody died there, that's where they started at.
That's a valid question.
Because they died there.
What
do you mean?
Say the question again.
My family has a consistent migration pattern where we move almost every 75 years, and with that's been documented. So people move.
Documented based upon what they was able to document, but that does not mean that they originated from Greenland, like what you were saying, and they did not.
We didn't originate in Greenland.
Okay, so
we went back and forth because it got cold here at certain periods of time.
Oh,
so
okay.
But
then that gen just on its own. So if you look at it, we have melanin. Mm-hmm. Right? So at the end of the day, yeah, we can go certain places, but we talk about where we originally sprung out of. So just because there's documentation doesn't mean that they were able to document at that time where they originally originated from, which was Africa. So unless you did a genealogy test.
I do have one. I'm an L2A1B1.
So you don't have no Africa in your genealogy?
I actually have no Africans in my documented genealogy as far as it goes back. I have dark skin.
So you did a blood test with your DNA?
I have the paperwork and the DNA.
And there's no African in there?
There are no Africans. There are dark skinned Europeans.
I got to see that.
I can show you. I'm about to say, bro, because my tribal.
Well, which one were you using? Because we're not. So when you say a dark-skinned European, remember, we know Africans went over into Europe, but regardless, they migrated there. So there's no way. So God didn't create man over here and over there and over there.
You think Olmecs are Africans?
Of course. They migrated there. Look at the statues. Pull it up.
That's not.
Look at the nose. Look at the hair. They had braids on the back. What are you talking about? That's not an African.
I'm about to say the distinction or the expression of the same phenotype. The distinction or the expression of a particular phenotype does not necessarily mean that these are the same exact people, because he's fucking African and he looks like all of us in here, right or wrong.
But he was born there. So just because we wasn't born there doesn't mean we're still not Africans. You could put a chicken in a pig pen, and a chicken ain't never gonna go oink oink. Okay, but you're still an African.
You made a statement earlier about a relationship to Jesus. So based on the particular aspect or component, how do you believe that people conceptualize? Do you believe it was just one man and one woman in order for this to happen? Because in our culture, there are multiple creation stories. So
no, of course. But where did it all come from? So all these creation stories, if you ever read the 16 saviors from Kersey Graves, the 16 crucified saviors from Kersey Graves, we all know that the original story of an immaculate conception or a savior comes out of Africa. That's where it began. Now it could still be a story. We don't know that. That may be.
That's one form of a creation story. But
that's where the original story came out of. There is no other story before Heru, Aset, and Asaru.
The Dogon? They're older.
I didn't talk about it. They're older. They're older.
So their story.
But that's in Africa. So even though there may be an older story, but at the same time, I'm still bringing it back to Africa.
But our stories over here are just as old.
What stories?
Our creation story in the manner in which that we believe how we were created here.
Remember, you use the word believe. So you can believe whatever you want, but at the reality of the situation, we're not saying, it's just like, okay, how my people is from Trinidad, right? They built a whole culture over there. So I understand how a person can say, yo, this is all I know. I's a fucking Trini boy. But at the end of the day, you did not originate there. Your people, whether you can document it.
You can't provide evidence that for whatever form of creation, whether if it was two people that were birthed on this landmass, and then these two had sex, and then they overpopulated Africa, and then these people spread out.
Of course there's documentation on that. Go study the works of Cheikh Anta Diop's. He proved it without a shadow of a doubt that Africa is the birthplace of civilization. Go study the works of Cheikh Anta Diop.
There is new evidence since he wrote that book.
This is old.
Like I said,
that man don't even speak English.
There's new evidence since he's wrote that book that says there are things that actually.
Come on. We got to be careful about where we say evidence.
I don't even know.
We got to be careful about where we say evidence.
Interjecting because I'm like, I don't know. So I'm just listening. Because y'all said a couple people. And can I get some camera time, please? Thank you. I appreciate you. Because y'all said some names and.
I can
honestly,
tell he's
if you're watching
studied.
this right now, I want you to look up all these people in the comments below. I want you to write down who's actually telling the truth, because right now I'm completely confused at it, but I am definitely intrigued. It's an interesting argument from a very basic level, from my perspective, because
mine too.
You're saying I guess our tribe has stories to back up that we've been here this long.
Nobody
and
in
your
the American
perspective
Indian
is
community
more
believes we
so
come from
everything
Africa.
did start from here, regardless of what the story is. There's evidence to essentially say everything started here.
In Africa,
I don't know
yes.
the difference. I know it from the surface level, and that's about it. I've never dug in, so I'm not going to pretend.
I'm not
to give
saying
an
that he
opinion
don't
on it.
got his
You know what
documents. I totally get it. You know what I mean?
And
but at the
then-
same time, they still dated back before. They didn't just originate in North America
I'm
or
gonna say,
Quiet Pond or whatever the
before we
name.
close that out, before we close out this conversation, when you have these conversations, you also have to bring up timelines, because throughout these timelines,
No, that's facts.
there has been plate shifts and continents and things have moved. So what somebody may be calling Africa, my family would never call that shit Africa, because we're Algonquian and we speak Munsee and Unami. So we don't refer to those things as that.
Of course.
Well, we know we could be talking about the same thing.
But
Just
in
you could define
my
it differently.
culture, like I said, we don't come from there. We come from Lenape-Hoking.
Yeah.
We are of Lenape-Hoking, because this is what we know. Even if it was when this landmass was connected or when it was separated.
You talking about the plate tectonic?
If that's what people partake in, because there's theories and some.
Yeah. But even if you want to use that, at that time, nobody can prove that there was even human life living at that time. Right, so we got to go with what we actually have, and the oldest human being that we have in terms of bones is Lucy
In Ethiopia.
which her original name is Denknish, and she goes back to about 3.2 million years old, and they found her in Africa. So there was no nobody over there, or nobody over here, nobody over there. It started there, and everybody migrated out.
Everybody has the same exact or a DNA connection to this one particular being that's been documented and proven. Then, no, it has not.
Hold on.
Because that means you would have to pull DNA from every single living individual.
No. It has been proven that everybody's DNA drawn. No, it's been even the Chinese have spoken on it, right? If you look at Chinese doctors and things of that nature, they have shown that their original DNA comes out of Africa. Yeah. So did the East Indian. So did the European. So how me and you looking like the same brother, yeah, you might have a little more wavier, you know what I'm saying? My shit bald, but we the same guy. So yes, I'm not disputing.
But you know that there are long-lasting melanated people all over the world.
Yes, I know that, but they migrated there. They didn't originate there. Like, you didn't just spring up there.
Even Polynesians. Polynesians come from Africa.
That you saying that people developed like bacteria. It was two, and then they split, just kept doing this over time, and then they just kept having sex, doing incest.
No, yeah, of course.
Incest.
We get that.
So you follow the Bible story then?
No. I've read the Bible.
That's the story that you're saying, though. Yeah.
What story?
The Adam and Eve.
Well, I don't even believe in that.
But that's the concept that you're projecting right now.
But if that story is true, right?
I don't believe that shit.
Oh, okay. okay. Yo, we gonna have to talk offline, but I get what you're saying. But no, everybody originated. Life started in Africa, bro. No, there's nobody that started somewhere else and in Africa. No, those are ways for them to psychologically disconnect us, to say you're different from me, he's different from me, when we're all one. Because if I get pulled over by the cops, they're not gonna sit down here and say, "Oh, is you Monopolian or Monopoly?" You're gonna get popped. No, just same way I'm gonna get popped.
If they ask me for my ID.
Before they even ask you for your ID, you might get shot. You might go reach for the ID, you get shot.
I think he's saying like you'll get treated like everyone else. All right, so
no, it's the general assumption that's because our skin, like because our skin looks a certain way, but I don't get treated like everybody else because I have a particular.
Well, on the surface level, yes, but until they get to know more about you, you're gonna get treated the same.
You go. Right?
If I'm a cop that has a bias against people that look or are front-facing black, I'm not gonna look at you and go,
well, first off,
he's my monopoly.
You know what I mean?
No, well, first off, it depends on the situation. Because if they run my plates, they gonna see a certain status, and they're not gonna fuck with.
What if they don't even do that? What if they just pull you over just because they see you with gold in your mouth,
Detroit,
and you looking like a blood?
I'm about to say, it's like, I know enough about the law that I understand I can resist arrest with impunity, and I also can fire down on somebody.
You get people shot out here.
I know. He gonna get me shot.
DJ said,
I know my laws and I know my bow.
Tell DJ I said.
I'm about to say self-defense go both ways, fam.
Hey, you know karate?
Tupac knows
I'm third
that.
degree black belt.
What?
That's another conversation for another
I'm a
story.
record holder in brick breaking since 2014.
It's
See, he ain't even move. Okay.
he knew. He felt it in your heart.
You seen it go? I know my danger range. I seen your hand go way too low.
Felt it in your.
Okay.
So
I'm just messing with you.
I got two questions for you, but I'm going to let them each ask the question after my first initial question.
Okay.
Where do you see your podcast in the next 5 years? Where's I Talk Gray going?
Where's I Talk Gray going is being able to educate the people, right, on a similar path of like what Earn Your Leisure is doing.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
I really want to show people that there's more than one ways to do something. So that's where the gray area comes in at, the I Talk Gray, right? So I've been receiving a lot of messages about the whole InvestFest thing.
Yeah.
Right, because there was a footage that was being put up where in the end, I guess they was like throwing money, acting like they was at the strip club.
Yeah.
So what I tell people is like, yo, look, we're now getting into the space, not now, but some of us is getting popular of financial literacy. But that doesn't mean certain things hasn't changed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Record, that wasn't real money. That was play money.
I mean, I figured it wasn't because if I was there, I would have been picking that shit up.
Yeah.
When I was in King of Diamonds and DJ Khaled was throwing all that money, bro, I left with like 180. Like it was just falling on us. It was coming at you like a cloud. I went to Denny's
That's
afterwards.
a little bit different. It's different if you picking it up off the ground. That's a cool.
DJ, you pick up money? You'd pick up money?
Never.
I picked it up.
If they're throwing
Not
up
in the strip
$100 bills,
club.
you're not picking it up?
Never?
Strip club.
Oh, I picked up money.
First off, I don't even be in a strip club, fam.
Okay, if you happen to stumble, you needed some wings, right? Some vegan wings, some chicken, right? And just start $100 bills. You're not gonna pick up some?
But I didn't picked up I didn't find like a stack on the street before when I was younger.
And you left it?
Hell no, I picked that shit up.
Oh, okay.
He'll probably be back for this. He'll be back for this.
It's different in the strip club. That's all I'm saying.
That's what's up, though.
So I see myself going in that direction of showing people that there's more than one way to do something. Business is out here, and it doesn't have to be just black and white. There's gray areas, so you can still get to your destination.
I like that. 100%. Studio applause for the gentleman. I like that.
Thank you.
All right. Let's start off with DJ. DJ, what question do you have for this gentleman while we wrap up over here?
Yeah, we get
As far
He's like, it did not start in Africa.
no,
it could be anything.
no, I don't care about that shit. No, but as far as I'm big on business and like financial literacy and development. As far as the direction, what type of transitions do you see happening in podcasting that most people wouldn't expect?
Oh, that's a good question, man. What I see is live recordings, right? So if you guys are free, September 28th, I'm going to be doing a live recording. Same thing what we're doing here, but there's going to be guests.
Where at? Tell us about it.
It's going to be at her Power Space,
Okay.
right? I don't got the address, but we can get
We got you. Link will be literally right in front of you as you're saying.
Yeah,
Right now, so yeah.
right there, look at the bottom. So when I record, I always see the videographer or whoever he bring, they tapped in. So I'm like, you know what? To kind of bring some different awareness to my brand, why not start doing live recordings? Kind of like what 85 South.
The audience.
Interact with the
tonight's
audience.
conversation type situation.
Like
Correct.
85 South, you mentioned, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, like that, but just more on a level of awareness, right? So I have one of my associates, Valerie, she's a CFO. She helps businesses go from 6 to 7 figures, right? So she's going to be giving the sauce. I have my other associate, Tolisha. She's big when it comes to branding and networking. So she's going to be teaching you the importance of networking. Because I'm not going to front. I thought networking was, going to an event, just pick it and taking a picture with a mug.
Yeah.
So I ain't going to front. When I saw Earn Your Leisure, I was acting like a groupie. I didn't try to present what I could do and how we could build. I was like, oh, Dad, look at the picture. So she's going to be speaking from the place of the power of networking. So I want to bring value and provide value from my platform.
I like that, man. You have a very nuanced perspective. I like that.
Thanks, man.
Senor,
Okay,
go for it.
I have a very simple question. You might have covered it, but shit, here we go. I talk gray. Where'd the name come from? I mean, other than the fact that we probably got it from a Drake song, but other.
Black.
Yeah. So how'd you take that name, and how does it tie into what you talk about and what you do?
Okay, so when I started podcasting, right, I wasn't able to get guests like that. People was afraid to pull up.
Yeah.
So I got an opportunity from Ace Magazine. They reached out to me and they said, "Yo, bro, you ever did a red carpet?" I was like, "Nah," outside of seeing BET and the Grammys and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was like, "Yo, we're having an award show. Won't you pull up and do your thing?" They saw like 1 or 2 of my regular episodes. So I was like, "Okay, sure." So I started doing red carpets and stuff like that. And that's how I was able to bring visibility to the brand. And I got invited out to the BET, Rolling Loud, Glitz and Girl Power, and the list goes on and on.
That's awesome.
So that is the great area for me, how I was able to still keep the brand alive and survive and thrive.
I like that.
Studio applause.
Yeah, so that's the great area for me.
100%.
Got it.
I like that. All right, before I ask my last question, where can everybody find you?
Man, you can find me on all platforms. Well, I Talk Gray Podcast, or www.italkgray.com. If you want to email me, info@italkgray.com. If you want to get some merch, we got the merch,
100%. Show
5 to 6 business days. You know what I'm saying? The fatigue.
Can we get a close up on him, please?
Yeah, can we get a little closer? Or, we got the fatigue, you know what I'm saying? If you want to get the merch, 5 to 7 business days, it'll reach your doorstep.
I like that.
Yeah.
100%. So my final question to you, sir, is there's this one kid who's in the same position you are, 30, and just doesn't really know what to do as far as how to navigate or just how to start maybe their own thing or their own business or to even be an entrepreneur. What advice would you give that one person that sees different things? Because obviously they have access to the internet. AI is becoming a thing now, but it's become overwhelming. What advice would you give that one person watching this right now that they should do to take action and level up their life?
I would tell you.
I'm sorry, Brandon, can we get some camera time here? I'm sorry. My producer is taking a nap here. I apologize. Go ahead, sir.
Such a long time to get to the point. I was waiting you to answer the question.
Yo,
Shit. Straight from the COVID bed. All right.
I would say
right on you.
I would say to find a mentor, right? Because like Coach Normie said, you don't know what you don't know, right? So you find somebody that's in that space that already is successful. So like if I want to learn business and I do, I'ma holler at him.
100%.
Because he's already where I want to go. So why, I could try to do it myself, but it may take me another 10 years. So if I want to fast track it, I'm going to pay him, serve my way, or earn my way.
100%.
You see what I'm saying? So to me, if you're trying to get into business or even in podcasting, you want to study from people that's already done it and see where you want to go. Read a book. You see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's going to help you learn how to sell. Listen to people like Alex Hormozy,
Great. Yeah.
the greats, and put yourself in rooms that exceed you and understand that you're going to have to take some time to self-reflect, right? And a lot of people don't like to do that. But if you want that check, you're going to make it work.
That rhymed. I like it. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoy this half as much as I did. I actually got some free game over here, some actionable stuff I'm actually going to use that you said. Be listening to some gems. But like we said before, please, if we gave you any type of value, please like, comment, subscribe, and tell an auntie or a friend that you're rocking with the best podcast. This has been the Flipping Tables Podcast.